It is one of the most unsettling mysteries in the United States. Here is the story of a young woman who stepped out onto a bright winter street in New York City and then was gone. No note, no trace, no body, only questions that have lasted for more than a century. This is the unsolved disappearance of Dorothy Arnold. Picture Manhattan on a cold morning in December of 1910. Fifth Avenue is bright with pale winter sun. Horses pull cabs across frozen ruts. Shop windows glow. A young woman leaves her home at 108 East 79th Street. Her name is Dorothy Harriet Camille Arnold. She is 25 years old, the daughter of a rich importer of fancy goods and perfumes. Her father, Francis, is stern and proud. Her mother, Mary, guards the social rules of the time. Dorothy is their second child. She has an older brother, John, a younger brother, Dan, and a younger sister, Marjorie. The family lives with servants, fine meals, and all the comfort money can bring. Yet inside Dorothy is a private dream that does not fit an easy path. Months before she vanishes, Dorothy sends a short story to a major magazine. The story comes back with a cold rejection slip. Family members later say the letter hurts her badly. Some say she hides it in her room. Others say she jokes about it. Friends recall she is quiet about her writing dream because her father mocks the goal. He tells her that only women who have to earn money become writers. In that age, a woman of her status is expected to marry well, not to write stories. The hurt of that rejection sits like a small stone in her pocket. Dorothy is not only a dreamer, she is in love. The man is an engineer named George Griscom Jr. from a wealthy Pittsburgh family. He is older than she is. Her parents do not approve. She had met him earlier during her time at Bryn Mawr College. Earlier that year, she slips away to Boston to see him. Her family finds out, and there is a scene. Her father threatens to cut her off. Letters pass between the lovers. George travels overseas with his family to Italy. Dorothy stays in New York. She writes him often, hoping for the day they can be together without judgment. All these threads hang in the air when the morning of December 12th arrives. She comes down to breakfast dressed in a blue tailor-made suit with a long dark coat trimmed with fur. A black velvet hat sits over her dark hair. She carries a small purse. Inside is a little cash, maybe $25 or $30. She wears a signet ring with a few small stones. She tells her mother she plans to go shopping for a new evening dress for an upcoming event. Her mother offers to go with her. Dorothy says no. She knows the shops well and likes to walk alone. She leaves around 11 in the morning. The air is cold but clear. The sound of trolley cars clanks through the blocks. She walks west toward Fifth Avenue and turns south. Around midday, she stops at Park and Tilford's, a smart grocery and candy store, where she buys some chocolates. Later, witnesses say she seems calm and cheerful. From the store, she walks many blocks south along the avenue until she reaches Brentano's, a well-known bookshop. There she buys a book of light humor, something to slip into her coat. Outside Brentano's, she meets a friend. The friend is Gladys King. They greet each other in the bright, open doorway. Gladys is on her way to an afternoon costume fitting. Dorothy explains she is walking a little before going home. When Gladys invites her to join, Dorothy declines. She says she will walk through Central Park to get back home. The two women smile, say goodbye, and turn away. That small exchange is the last confirmed sighting of Dorothy Arnold. In the space of a few busy streets, she dissolves into the crowd. Evening comes. Lamps burn inside the grand Arnold house. Family members sit down to dinner. Dorothy is not there. At first there is little alarm. A young woman with friends could be late. Hours pass. Midnight comes. Dorothy still has not returned. By the next morning, her mother and sister begin to call friends. No one has seen her. They wait again through a second night. Silence. Here is the first strange twist. The family does not call the police. Francis Arnold fears a public scandal. A missing daughter would mean talk. It could hurt the chances of his other children and stain the family name. Instead, he speaks to a lawyer and sends private investigators to search. Agents check hospitals, hotels, boarding houses, morgues, the ferry lines, and the parks. They check steamship lists to see if she sailed under a false name. They find nothing. Weeks slip by in this secret search while the public knows nothing. During this time, letters keep coming to the Arnold house from Europe. They are from George Griscom. He writes as if he does not know Dorothy is missing. The family learns he is in Italy with his parents. 6 weeks after the day Dorothy walked away, her father finally gives in to reality. Private work has failed. The case is going nowhere. In late January of 1911, he allows the story to become public. Newspapers explode with the tale of the vanished heiress. Headlines shout her name across the country. Reporters ring the bell at the door and scribble every word of family statements. Police at last enter the case. Detectives retrace her path. They speak to clerks at the bookshop and at Park and Tilford's. They seek servants, cabmen, and park workers. They drag ponds in Central Park. They search the woods for signs of a body hidden under snow. They find no trace. The ground offers no answers. Snow melts. Spring approaches. Dorothy does not come home. When the story becomes public, many people see a simple answer. They think she was sad about her failed writing dreams and chose to end her life. The idea of a lonely walk into the park and a quiet drowning in dark water gains power. Her father rejects it. He insists his daughter was happy. He says she had good health, new clothes, and many plans. He tells reporters she would not do such a thing. Yet there is another fact the public keeps in mind. Dorothy sent a second story to the same magazine, which was also turned down. Rejection can cut deep. The hint of secret pain feeds a tragic image. Another early theory is that she ran off to join George Griscom. Her parents crossed that idea off the list. They sail to Europe to confront him. Sitting in a grand hotel, they show him the news. He claims shock. He opens his trunk and shows them letters from Dorothy. The last ones, sent before the day she went missing, are warm and hopeful. There is no sign of a secret plan. He even pays to place a notice in the papers asking Dorothy to come home and promising no anger. The message brings no reply. As months pass, the search becomes a national fixation. Every week, a new tip comes in. A woman in some distant town thinks she has seen Dorothy walking past a shop window. A driver swears he picked up a girl who looked like her and drove her to a station. None of these stories hold up. Attention shifts to darker ideas. One such idea blooms in whispers. Some believe Dorothy was pregnant. They say she went to a secret doctor to end the pregnancy. During the early 20th century, such an act was illegal and dangerous. If she died under the knife, the people there would have to hide the body. The rumor names hidden rooms in New Jersey, in Pennsylvania, in cramped offices across the river. In 1916, a convict in the state prison claims he helped bury Dorothy after such a procedure went wrong. Detectives dig where he points. They find only dirt. Another man, years later, says he worked at a private clinic. He says a woman of Dorothy's age and looked bled to death on a table one night. He claims the staff burned the body in a furnace and scattered the ash. The story has drama. It seems to explain the clean blank left behind. Yet no real proof supports this tale. The clinic papers, if they ever existed, are long gone. It becomes just another unsolved lead. A different line of thought focuses on the walk home. Could she have chosen a path through Central Park and met a predator? Even by day, the park held lonely turns, stone bridges with deep shadows, and carriages parked in quiet spots. A sudden attack, a blow to the head, a limp body bundled into a waiting vehicle. This image chills the public. Her father speaks often of a belief she was seized and then killed. He offers his own picture. He thinks she was attacked while walking through Central Park and that her body was thrown into the reservoir. It is a bold claim, and like the others, it has no proof. The case also draws in pranksters. Letters arrive at the Arnold home demanding ransom for the safe return of the daughter. One note asks for $5,000. Another demands $10,000. Each time, the father denies payment. He insists he will not be made a fool of. Police trace some letters to board students and petty crooks. The hoaxes waste time and fuel fresh headlines, but they bring no real leads. As the year turns, the empty bedroom at 108 East 79th Street remains untouched. Dorothy's clothes hang in the wardrobe. Her desk holds pens, paper, and a few drafts. Her maid knocks on the door some mornings out of habit. The silence inside is heavy. The absence affects everyone in a different way. Her mother falls into spells of fainting and avoids public events. Her father grows harder and more bitter. In interviews, he refuses to admit the smallest hint of regret for the delays in the early days. He says again and again that his daughter was the victim of crime. He refuses to release a reward at first, saying it would draw out swindlers. Later, he gives in and posts money for information. It changes nothing. Years pass. America moves through enormous change, yet each December papers run a small piece asking what became of Dorothy Arnold. Some newspapers print her picture next to her brother's wedding notice. In it, she smiles with soft eyes and a shy tilt of the head. Her face becomes a symbol for all missing women of the era, polished and innocent, lost to time. Law officers never close the file. Small ripples keep rising. A body found in the woods, a skull dug up at a work site, bones discovered by dogs in a shallow grave. Each time, the rush of hope ends in identification of someone else. There is no match. It is as if the earth has sealed up and refuses to give her back. In 1922, Francis Arnold dies. He goes to his grave saying he believes his daughter was killed soon after the moment she vanished. He claims he spent about $250,000 on the search, a huge sum for the time. He leaves behind a fortune, a family still broken, and a mystery. His widow passes away later without ever learning the truth. What could have happened in that small window of time between the friendly talk at Park and Tilford's and the moment a family realized a daughter was gone? The sharp shape of that question helps explain why the story still fascinates today. The path she walked was short and crowded. Hundreds of people moved along Fifth Avenue that day. Yet no one steps forward to tell of a cry, a struggle, a girl forced into a car. Did she take a side street? Did she meet someone she trusted and leave willingly? Did she suffer a sudden medical crisis, fall, and get taken away by someone who hid the act? Every idea opens a door into darkness. Modern readers may wonder about evidence that did not exist then. There was no video, no cell phones, no wide record of each step. There was only human memory. Witnesses forget. Clerks confuse dates. Time blurs faces. Early delays inside the Arnold home destroyed the small chance of securing the scene, interviewing every neighbor at once, and building a complete list of movements. The first weeks are always vital in a disappearance. Those weeks in this case passed behind closed doors. When looking back now, the clean nature of the disappearance still shocks. There is no firm proof of violence. No body washes up. No clear motive appears. Dorothy had money, but not so much that a stranger attack makes sense in that busy area at midday. A planned escape also rests on thin threads. If she meant to start a new life, she needed more cash and some preparation. No letters show this. Her warm writing to George points to an expectation of future meetings, not a final goodbye. The abortion theory, while common in countless whispers of the age, also sits on weak ground. No witness can confirm a pregnancy. The stories of illegal clinics come late and without evidence. They feel like efforts by outsiders to insert themselves into a famous headline. The claim of a convict seeking attention from his cell is the easiest example of this. Each grand story leads to fresh dig sites and more dust. At the core of the case rests a young woman with common dreams: love, art, approval. She walked through a city that in many ways was not built to hear her voice. Perhaps that is why the case has such power even today. People can see in Dorothy a mirror of hopes delayed and paths closed. Her wish to write was mocked. Her choice of partner was judged. Her life was planned by others. Then she was gone, and the world argued about her choices instead of her words. Over 100 years later, the winter air of that morning exists only in old weather logs. The stores she visited have changed signs many times. The street lamps glow with electric light now instead of gas. Yet if someone could stand on that corner at noon on a cold December day and close their eyes, they might still feel a ghost of that day. A woman in a blue suit, a quick talk with a friend, a turn toward the park, footsteps fading, then nothing. This case stays open in the hearts of those who love unsolved puzzles because it offers no easy ending. It leaves a door wide open for theory and a window for empathy. Somewhere lies the answer to what befell Dorothy Harriet Camille Arnold after she waved goodbye. Until the day some lost diary, trunk, or accidental dig reveals it, the question will remain. What do you think happened to Dorothy? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like this video and subscribe for more unsolved true crime stories. Your support helps bring more cases like this to light.